Boozed and Confused is a comedy and weird topic podcast. Adult language may be used, probably by me. While our episode topics may be educational in nature, we are not responsible if your children start dropping the F-bomb to their kindergarten class. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Boozed and Confused, and shockingly,
What are you doing here?
it's actually Monday, so we're kind of recording on time for the first time in like a month.
We thought we were sick again. Well, you thought you were sick
I
again.
am sick
You're
again.
Sick, but you're not sick like
But I'm
like
not
that
sick,
kind of sick.
Yeah, so you're just going to have to bear with me. This is my smooth jazz voice.
Sick. That's how I sound normal.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
I don't really know how today's episode is gonna go. I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah. But couple things before we get into it, like always.
Couple things.
Housekeeping. We're on all your favorite social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And I don't know. That's it. If you want to talk to us, you could DM us. Twitter and Insta are your best bets, and I'm finally actually caught up on messages now. Not that we get so many of them, but
we were just inundated. And I don't really use social media.
No.
I just kind of send memes to people.
Yeah, and then you never look at the videos that we send you, so it's fine.
I don't always look. Yeah, I send, but I don't always look.
Yeah, no, it's appreciated. So if social media is not really your thing, because it's not Matt's thing, and you want to send us an email instead, you could do that by sending us an email at boozedandconfusedpodcast@gmail.com. Right now, the only emails we're getting on the pod email are like, start your new year off with getting your resolutions. Get this promo code for 15% off Blue Apron.
Here's some fat burners. Put them in your coffee.
Hey, girly, you want to start your own business? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you an independent, working, business-minded lady?
No.
Do you like candles? Then sell some candles.
I did that once in college. We don't need to do that.
It's okay. I came this close to selling Cutco
knives. Yeah.
This close.
Yeah. Anyways, if you like the pod and you want to support us, the best way you could do that is by leaving us a review and or subscribing or following, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever it is. We'll send you our cat.
We'll send you this very bad cat.
We'll send you the cat and some stickers.
Probably going to be in the background of a lot of today's episode.
He's going to be our third character today.
I don't have the energy to edit him out.
He is. There he is.
But if you take a screenshot of anything that you do, like subscribing or following or whatever, or leaving us a review, and you take a screenshot and you send it to us, we'll send you some Boozed and Confused stickers in the mail for free. And
maybe a cat.
Maybe a cat. And we're also finally caught up on that too, on sending stickers out. So
we sent those out on Sunset or
no post on Sundays. I don't know. Sometime. So
it
happened. Should be all
past
caught up.
tense.
Oh, wait, before I get ahead of myself, what are you drinking?
What are you you beat me to it. Well, this is a, I'd say it's actually a little bit below room temperature. We went to Costco, and you're very fond of the Sierra Nevada beers.
Yeah, I am.
This probably isn't the one I would have gone for, like the sampler pack, because I would have gone for the Guinness sampler pack of just Guinness.
Yeah.
But this is the Atomic Torpedo Imperial IPA.
Oh, amazing.
Ask me why I picked this one.
Why did you pick this one?
The ABV.
What is that?
Guess.
9%.
Ooh.
8.7%.
No, higher.
Oh my God, it's higher than 9%. 9.6%.
No, it's 9.2. Now it's going back down. It's 9.2.
That's a hearty beer. That is hearty.
I do like a good Imperial IPA.
Yeah, especially on
the double IPAs, especially on Monday.
Grading days.
I've got so much grading to do. For the first time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down. I kind of was starting to do this earlier, and I sat down to grade. I sat down to grade. Nothing's been taken out.
Nothing else
but
happened
here we
after
are.
that.
But here we are. No grading getting
now
done.
we're recording. Well,
what are you drinking?
It will actually be a short episode today.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Smithwicks because I didn't know how cold this year in Nevada we're going to be.
Do you want to try this temperature?
No, I don't.
Try the temperature.
It's fine
It's a
because
good
I've already
temperature.
got my cold Smithwicks, so nice 4.5% ABV over here.
This is like 2 of your weak beers.
Yeah, I know.
Packed into this one strong beer. It's an Atomic Torpedo bomb.
Okay. I belong at Weenie Hut Jr., okay? I get it. I know.
Weenie Hut Jr. You know what's so upsetting? I was referencing SpongeBob throughout my entire class today, and just like no one.
These kids don't know culture.
I
All they
also
know are
told them-
TikTok dances.
I told them that they sucked at talking to each other
Yeah, of course they do.
and interacting.
Yeah, because you can't send emojis IRL. That's cringe as fuck.
This episode has no topic. We're just going to talk about those damn
just
kids.
Gonna talk shit
Those
about
dang kids.
Gen Z and the kids that are under. I'm just kidding.
Those dang kids.
I guess maybe I'll use that as a very loose segue into today's topic.
How the hell are you going to segue from that to what we're talking about?
So TikTok is being discussed as a tool to spy on American citizens. You know what else is spying on American citizens? Maybe not
the
anymore.
Government.
Well, yes, our own government. But also this Chinese spy balloon.
The spy balloon.
That was taking the internet by storm over the last week or so.
I think it's the official meme of February.
Yeah, I think it has to be. I really enjoy the memes on Twitter.
The Instagram memes are
Yeah.
who posts the official meme of the month.
Uh-huh.
The January meme was that one cop.
Oh, yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
With
We
her
don't
whole,
need no, we don't
it's
need
the
to
girl
go into
cop.
detail. Yeah.
This month's official meme is the Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to go as out of funniness as like the Harlem Shake did because we're so early into February?
Oh yeah, the Harlem Shake was great.
Until
and
it
even
wasn't.
like that song. It was so funny, and then it just became tired. It's once like corporations start to try and like go, oh, look how funny and quirky we are, and it's.
Do you know how many like that was back in the days of me just starting to work at a startup? Do you know how many fucking startups did that? And it's so cringe because at startups it's like mostly developers who just want to work in like a cave of no lights and not talk to people and like just do their fucking work. And then like someone from marketing or like the CEO or like, we got to get on this trend, but it's also 2 weeks too late. So all the fucking developers are like just fucking cringe. Everybody is cringe. Yeah.
I think it was when Burger King did it.
I'm gonna have to go back and just look at the.
Burger
you know
King,
what?
Harlem
Change of today's topic.
Today's topic is
instead of the timeline
cringy
of the
memes.
Chinese spy balloon, we're gonna do the timeline of the Harlem Shake and determine which point it became unfunny.
Well, apparently Filthy Frank made it popular,
I don't know who Filthy Frank is.
but now he's like an actual like musician named Joji.
I don't know who that is either.
It's because you don't have to keep up with the
You
young
don't have
people's
musical
culture.
taste. Yeah, I know. I just listen to quirky indie girl shit. All right.
This is my ukulele. I got bangs.
All right. Let's talk about this quirky indie girl Chinese spy balloon.
I'm so upset that I didn't see the balloon.
Well, it was like it did pass through Illinois, but like very down south Illinois, and that means we would have had to get close to like Missouri, and I don't want to do that. So
You are so mean to our surrounding states.
they deserve it, do they not?
You are so
Do they
mean.
not?
You are so mean. You're mean to Indiana.
They don't
You're
deserve
mean
my
to Missouri. You're so mean to Ohio. Not even
Ohio
touching our
deserves
state.
that.
You know, like you're not mean to like Wisconsin
Well, Wisconsin's
or
on
Michigan because of Tim Allen's stupid commercials.
yeah, that's a whole thing in itself. Anyways, all right. So the timeline of this balloon, I think it really started to blow up like over this past weekend,
I
or
think
like
it started to blow up when we shot it down.
Okay, well, it did actually physically blow up, I want to say, on Saturday.
Who shot it?
But if we're going to rewind an F-22, I think, we're going to
so cool.
rewind all the way to Saturday, January 28th, because that's when the balloon is first detected over U.S. airspace. But it's over Alaska, so it's not continental U.S., and it's so close to Russia. It's like, where are the lines? Kind of blurry. Don't really know. Yeah. So the North American Aerospace Defense Command is like closely tracking the balloon, and they're like, no, it's no threat, it's no intelligence risk. There's like 6 people that live in Alaska, so you're probably fine. So then Monday, January 30th comes around, a couple days later, and NORAD, if you know NORAD, it's probably because they put out a Santa tracker every year.
The NORAD, yes.
So aside from tracking Santa, they also track Chinese spy equipment that comes into American airspace. So they tracked the balloon as it went into Canadian airspace, right? Because as you can imagine, Alaska's right there. And then there's our good neighbors to the north, Canada. And so it's making its way just north of us. And then officials were like, oh, shit, actually, that is a spy balloon. And they could tell because they could see some of the surveillance equipment, including like a collection pod, solar panels. I mean, this thing was huge.
It looked like a satellite.
Yeah.
Like a space satellite attached to a giant freaking balloon.
To the house from up. That's how it's traveling.
You mean down.
So then what's crazy is they were saying it's not just like a balloon that's floating. It actually has like small motors and propellers, so it could be maneuvered to fly over specific locations. So it's not just like this thing went for a stroll and then got picked up by the wind and like couldn't find its way back.
Was there a guy in the balloon?
I don't think so.
What if
that was? I imagined there were like a bunch
Oh.
of like, I don't know. You know how in like the movie Inside Out, how it's all the little emotions like working a control panel together? That's what I liked to imagine was inside the balloon. But I don't really know. Yeah.
I like how all the emotions had mustaches in Dad's mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked that. That was good. So they determined that this balloon is actually part of a Chinese fleet that was developed specific for spying. And over the past few years, I'm having a hard time reading today. It had been spotted over countries across 5 continents, including Asia and Europe. And what's interesting is the balloon has actually been over American airspace a few times recently, as most recent as the Trump administration. So it flew over.
We would have known. We would have heard all about it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Daddy Trump would have definitely been like, please get out. You're not good.
Do you know how like when a hurricane comes to hit the South and Southerners are like, I'm going to shoot at the hurricane? And then local officials have to be like, please don't shoot the hurricanes. That's probably what they should have done if they did not for this balloon. Like, please don't try to shoot the balloon down yourself because you're just going to kill somebody. But yeah, so this balloon is not new, or I guess maybe new to American government people. It was observed over the U.S. 3 times during the Trump administration and once before at the beginning of the Biden administration.
Right. I was going to say it's not new to American airspace either.
Yeah. No. We're not but
we.
Now we. I feel like we all just got let in on a big secret.
This is the first time I've heard of this Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah. I feel like we're really bonding now.
I feel very let down.
Yeah. You know how there's this big thing about like trauma bonding, like you trauma dump with somebody and then they trauma dump with you, and then all of a sudden you guys are best friends because you know each other's secrets.
What is? I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well,
trauma dumping.
Yeah. All right. Well,
sorry, I wasn't ever a high school girl.
Okay. Well,
I was a boy and I repressed all my emotions.
Well, I feel like
and that's why I am who I am today.
I feel like that's how close we all just got while watching this balloon over the US.
It's been over us how many times?
Well, I guess what makes this encounter most recently different than the last 4 that we just heard about was how long it was actually over the U.S. So fast forward a little bit to Tuesday, January 31st, it re-entered U.S. airspace over northern Idaho. So Idaho, the one in the western part of the U.S. that houses all of the white supremacists, that Idaho. So then
it's surprisingly north. Like I didn't realize how northern that state. It feels like
it's very up there.
Like in my mind, Idaho is next to Iowa.
Well, yeah, just alphabetically speaking, it would make the most sense.
Right, but like in my mind, it's like next to Colorado and like Iowa. It's like in between, but it's not apparently.
No,
it's
not.
just way up there.
It's a beautiful state.
And of all the states
lots of Nazis
that it would have been shot down in, you think the Nazis would have shot it down?
The ones with literal civilian militias. Yeah.
Hey, hashtag we the people. Hashtag where we go one, we go all.
Oh my God.
Hashtag Q sent me.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so the Defense Department is like, hey, Mr. President, the balloon is back.
Mr. President.
And he then starts to ask for military options to shoot it down.
Come on, man, let's just shoot it down. Which was also my question, was like, why don't we just shoot this stupid thing?
Yeah.
And then you told me how big it actually was.
Yeah. No, it's huge.
It's massive.
It's huge.
It's a big old balloon.
So what's kind of crazy is the Pentagon is then starting to work to keep the balloon from collecting sensitive information from like all these places on the ground where it's flying over. Apparently, I mean, they say it was like pretty straightforward, but they said they could track the exact path of the balloon and then be like, oh, let's hide all of our secrets. How the fuck does that work? Is there a little dome that goes over where they keep the ICBMs?
Or do you just make inflatable stuff like they did in World War II?
Quick, get all the balloons from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Get Bluey. That's legitimately what I think the English did during World War II. They would inflate. They had like inflatable tanks and shit. And
yes,
the
I do remember
Germans would
that.
be like, they have so much stuff. What are we going to do? The Blitzkrieg was bad, but now what? Look at all this stuff they have.
I have to say, I feel like your German accent is really like
it's not
top
notch.
notch.
It's not good. It's down there with my Trump accent.
Yeah, the
Trump
one.
It's not a Trump. It's a Trump accent, not an impression. It's an accent.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
It's a state of mind.
All right, so February 1st comes along, and I think what's crazy to me is like as this is happening, a lot of news stories are coming out about this thing because so many people are able to see it. They're posting pictures, yada, yada, yada. But the government at the time it was happening, like, kept assuring us, like, oh, there's nothing that it can really collect that they can't collect from satellites that are already in space. Right. And I think it's very well known that, like, the large superpowers just spy on each other. It's like when you're an older sibling, you just know that like your younger sibling's gonna come read your journal and like vice versa. It's just like a shared part of life, I think, as a superpower. I don't know. So February 1st comes along, that's Wednesday, and Pentagon officials are like, oh shit, the balloon is over Montana, which aside from being home to Wyoming, or not Wyoming.
What?
Sorry, that's my parallel universe talking. I meant Yellowstone has a little bit of,
Kevin
land
Costner.
in
Love that
Montana.
show. Love that show.
And
it.
like 19 people that live in Montana.
16 in Alaska, 19 in Montana.
Not very well populated over there.
No.
Yeah. It's home to the Malmstrom Air Force Base, and it's one of 3 sites that operate and maintain the U.S.'s silo-based ICBMs. Or IBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Irritable bowel syndromes.
It's where they hold the cure to your IBS. Very, very big secrets. So then Lloyd Austin, he's like a defense secretary, gets the military and civilian leaders together, including a bunch of fucking people whose names I'm not going to list because it means nothing to me or most of you probably. And if it meant something to you, you probably would not be listening to this podcast for it anyways.
No, you're probably using like Pod Save America
or
something.
the Daily Vox Today Explain,
Joe Rogan
whatever.
Experience,
Fuck,
the usual.
I'd love to see a Venn diagram of people who listen to us and people who listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't think there's a lot of overlap. I hope not. Anyways. So it's over Montana, and all the flights at Billings Logan International Airport are just completely grounded for like 2 hours. All the flights, being like three of them.
Was the balloon flying over like above the normal airplane flying height?
That's a great question. The U.S. government kept like assuring people that it was not flying at a height that would interfere with like airplanes flying at altitude,
above,
but
or below.
I think it was below.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
So all these people are together, the flights are grounded, the military is scrambling like their F-22 fighter jets, and they're like, oh shit, big day. We're going to finally see some action.
Finally.
And then they're like, you know what? To the 19 people that live in Montana, it would be disrespectful to shoot this thing down over Montana because the debris could actually kill somebody. Statistically, probably not likely.
Like of all the states to shoot this thing down in,
Montana's a pretty good one.
Montana's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Yeah, the wildlife, maybe not so much.
No.
So then here's what's crazy. Defense officials estimated that debris from the balloon, which was the size of 3 buses, could
that's huge.
fall in at least a 7-mile radius, which is insane. That is crazy to me. That's pretty big. And like, your chances of hitting somebody probably go way up with that. So hitting one person in Montana.
Oh, it's like this one guy over here.
Yeah. Sorry, Derek. It's a matter of national security.
You're done. Your country thanks you for your sacrifice.
So then the president tells the Pentagon, like, you know what, just come up with options to shoot it down as soon as you can over U.S. territorial waters. And in a way that allows them to recover what's inside, right? Because we want to know. We want to know what's inside. Is it the little people from Inside Out? Is it, is Xi Jinping in there himself? Is it like Donkey Kong? I don't know.
Donkey Kong, yes.
Is it somebody that fell off a rainbow road? Who knows? So he also instructed the military and the intelligence community to monitor the balloon to see like what they could understand from its capabilities. So NASA was like analyzing and assessing the debris field just based on like the trajectory of the balloon and the weather and the airship's estimated payload. NASA's just so fucking cool.
Like it's going to fall right
here.
There. It's going to fall right there.
Right here. So at the time that this is happening, it's also very unfortunate timing, and I'm not going to get a lot into this piece of it because we're technically not really a political podcast. So
we could be for the right price.
But this is coming at a time where there's a super important meeting on the books where Secretary of State, what?
There's a really important meeting. Hey, man, you shot down my balloon. What the heck? It just got away from me.
Okay, well,
come on, man. You I gotta be shooting this thing down because this is showing that you're just flexing all over us.
Okay, here's the context. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is supposed to be going to China like this week, and it would be the first meeting that they have since I think they said 2018. I don't have notes in front of me about this, so I'm just trying to recall this from memory, but if I fuck it up, again, we're not a political podcast or really
we're hardly even a podcast as it is.
So at the time that this is happening, they're trying to monitor, right? Because this meeting in China took like months for them to really get together and like get an agenda and like all the details figured out. And it's really important because US-China tensions have really been rising like for months and months and years.
It's been high.
They've been high, especially with the semiconductor stuff that's been going on with
tell me about
Biden.
It. No, really. Tell me about it.
So,
I've been living under a rock intentionally for the last 2 years.
So, Joe Biden has this big initiative that the semiconductor chips, which are the very powerful things that power things like our electronics and our cars, he's making a big drive for all of those to really only be produced within the USA. He's working with strategic partners, so like the Netherlands, for example, who have specific equipment to make certain pieces of these chips to make sure that they do not do business with China, so that China cannot have access to these chips to use within their within their military, for example. So that's a very short synopsis, and I'm probably
that actually
not
was
doing
very
a job.
no.
Yeah,
that got the job done. You could have told me anything, and I would have said I got the job done.
Great. Okay, so this meeting was super important, and then imagine being like Antony Blinken, who's doing all the preparations for this fucking meeting, and then it's like Chinese spy balloon of all things, not like a COVID wave that's, you know, taking the country by storm. Chinese spy balloon. So February 2nd comes along just this past Thursday, and the Pentagon finally issues a public statement about this surveillance balloon, saying it entered U.S. airspace. Lawmakers were like, what the fuck is going on? And then, of course, it immediately became political, and they were like, Joe Biden, why haven't you shot this? I can't really do a good Southern accent at all.
It's like an angry Republican.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson, like, Joe, why doesn't Sleepy Joe just...
Why doesn't the green M&M take out the Chinese spy balloon?
You know, if the green M&M still had her, like, sexy boots, she could have just stabbed it.
God, yeah.
Since Joe Biden wants to take away your sexy M&Ms and your gas ovens, which low-key still love our oven. Yeah. Don't want electric one.
Okay, well, nobody's coming to our house to put a fucking electric oven in our house.
The government's coming.
No one is coming for your ovens. All right. Stop.
Oh, shit.
There they are. And what's crazy is at the same time that this is happening, there's reports coming out that a second balloon was observed flying over Central and South America.
What?
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Who's making balloons this big?
Apparently China. So then it's also this day that they officially announce the balloon, that they acknowledge it, that Antony Blinken is like, I can't go on this trip. Yeah, so he postponed that for whoever knows how long. So February 3rd, it's Friday, and China released a statement acknowledging the balloon, said that it was a civilian airship used to collect weather data, which I don't know why the fuck they'd be so interested in our weather data. And here's what else is crazy about this. China says it accidentally entered U.S. airspace, and they like kind of apologized, which is insane because China is like your abusive ex who never takes credit or responsibility for anything that they do or acknowledge their mistakes.
They just blacklight.
And they just gaslight you into thinking you've done everything. Yeah, they don't blacklight you.
No, they gaslight you.
They gaslight you into thinking that you are the problem. So for China to be like, yes, we are, you know, we regret that this happened and we're sorry, is like a really big fucking step. That's how you know.
There's nothing more suspicious about this than them apologizing.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. And then U.S. officials were like, stop fucking gaslighting us. We know this isn't a weather balloon. It's clearly a fucking surveillance balloon. And it's like a clear violation of U.S. sovereignty. Also, fuck your balloon.
So it is in the possession of #WeThePeople.
Yeah, Idaho took it down themselves.
It was North Carolina, wasn't it? It wasn't like
Yes.
off the coast of North Carolina. It got shot down.
Yeah, so Friday night, Biden's briefed on the plan to shoot the balloon down on Saturday over Wilmington, North Carolina, including the aircraft that they were going to use to take it down, any like naval vessels to recover it, and then like any initial intelligence analysis of the capabilities that it does have. What I want to know is like, are they going to tell us what they find? Are they going to be like, oh, it was actually just a weather balloon?
It's just a weather balloon. We're sorry. You can have it back.
Yeah. So then Saturday comes along, and it's the RIP Chinese spy balloon day, and Biden pledged, we're gonna take care of it. So let's see. The FAA grounded all flights at airports in Wilmington and Myrtle Beach and Charleston, so that the F-22 stealth fighters from Langley Air Force Base in Virginia and F-15s from Barnes Air National Guard Base in Massachusetts and tanker aircraft from multiple locations could get into position.
Makes you wonder how many air bases are there just scattered all around the country.
Okay, but also,
how many are there?
This is one balloon that
and you're scrambling.
Really doesn't have any capabilities in terms of like becoming hostile. It's like, I'm not going to say it's overkill, but it's kind of like, you know, when you're driving past a construction site and like one dude is digging a hole and then like 10 dudes are just standing around him and you're like, what the fuck are the 10 dudes doing?
They're all holding signs.
Yeah, that's this. That is this. And I'm sure somebody who's ex-military is going to tell me what a fucking idiot I am, and that's fine. I would love to understand.
Are you talking to Ash about the... Are you talking to Ash about my commanding officer?
So Saturday afternoon comes. The F-22 comes flying at 58,000 feet, shoots a single AIM-96 Sidewinder air-to-air missile, takes down the...
A Sidewinder.
What did I say?
Sidewinder. Sidewinder.
Yeah, if there's someone who doesn't know shit about military, it's me. It takes
Shooting
down the
its
balloon.
gun bullets.
My commando chief takes down the balloon. It's flying at an altitude of 60 to 65,000 feet. This balloon.
That's a couple miles.
So
that's a handful of miles.
Yeah. So for context, I think commercial planes fly at 30,000 feet. So
it was well
pretty,
above.
Yeah.
Well above.
Yeah. Apparently, allegedly. So the military starts efforts to recover the balloon. It fell 6 nautical miles off the coast in an estimated 47 feet of water. And then, you know, a bunch of ships are out there to aid with recovery. There's like Navy divers. And yeah, so they started to collect it. I guess they're probably doing some intelligence analysis on it now, but good night, stars.
Good night, sweet prince.
Good night, moon. Good night, Chinese spy balloon.
Ooh. Whoa. Good night, moon.
Yeah.
Good night, Chinese space balloon.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, and then
what a way to finish the pot off.
And then sorry, the last piece that I have of it is China said that the shoot down of the balloon was a violation of international practice and then threatened repercussions with us.
This is bird law.
Yeah.
This is a straight up bird law.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
That was mine. That was still mine.
Yeah.
I said I was sorry. This is like the episode of Simpsons when Bart and Lisa are like fighting each other, but Lisa's like swinging her arms and she's like, I'm going to swing my arms and walk forward. And if you happen to be in the way of my arm swinging and you get hit, that's on you.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it. Chinese spy balloon. I will be very curious to see what they decide to tell us. 'Cause I don't think it's going to be everything that they know.
Is it ever though?
No, it
even
never
when they
is.
release the good stuff, it's never like what you want.
No, never ever. So yeah, don't forget to kiss your FBI guys good night.
Kiss your FBI guy good night. Wish upon a falling spy balloon.
Okay.
Hey, maybe we'll get more. Maybe this is like the first of many.
Yeah, maybe this is it. Okay. Great. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
See you then.
Bye.
Goodbye.